From where he was to where he is now, it's a long way down. He had quite a war, MC, mentioned in dispatches. Richardson's grunt was non-committal. Suicide requires a plan and resolution. He's strong, physically. Wouldn't have come through otherwise. Mentally, only time will tell. With all the morphine, anything could be going through his head. I wonder if he even knows the war's over. At the mention of morphine, the patient's eyelids drifted open. The pupils were starkly pale against his weather-tanned skin. Richardson straightened up. "Colonel, good to see you catching up on your sleep. Don't let us disturb you." The man blinked lazily, then turned his head towards the patient in the other bed. A major in the military police, he lay propped up on pillows, mouth half open, sleeping noiselessly, a saline infusion plumbed into his arm, a sheen of sweat on his brow. He had no legs below the knee. His wheelchair stood beside the bed, his uniform deliberately folded on the seat, ready for use. A nurse was standing over him, taking his pulse. On the other side of the screens, a door opened. A smell of boiled food drifted into the room. "You're making excellent progress, Colonel," Richardson said. But his patient's eyes were already closed. The major started coughing, a wheeze rising from his chest. The amputations had been carried out in France after his truck had been hit by a shrapnel round. The field surgeon had been too conservative, leaving a pair of tiny fragments in the left leg. After several months, in which the patient had appeared to recover well, infection had set in. Richardson feared the corrective operation had come too late. The nurse looked up at him and slowly shook her head. Price came over. "That cough. We should move him, just in case." "He won't last much longer," Richardson said. "A few days at most." "All the same." Price sounded apologetic, but the threat from influenza was real. Most of the other patients would stand no chance in their weakened state. An isolation ward had already been set aside. "All right, see to it, first thing in the morning." Richardson turned. "Damned shame, though. I heard these two fellows got on well. It's friendship that makes these things bearable, often as not." That night, the major came round. His fever had abated a little. He felt cool and light-headed. Was he really awake? Or just dreaming again? In his dreams, he had his legs and felt no pain. He dreamed about returning to his wife in Hammersmith, to his office at Scotland Yard. People greeted him with smiles and rounds of drinks. They wanted to hear his stories from the war. The only difficulty was knowing where to begin. He looked down at the foot of the bed. The blankets lay flat under the dim electric light. Nothing where his legs should be. A familiar wave of despair broke over him. He glanced at the wheelchair. It was still there, its heavy iron frame a rebuke to his hopes, his inability to accept and adapt. The only thing missing was his uniform. His cap, tunic and greatcoat, distinguished by the red flashes of the Provost Marshal's branch. The uniform reminded him that he was still part of the army, still a person of rank with rights and duties. But they had taken it away. Why had they done that? What did it mean? He managed to sit up. Beside the next bed, someone was dressing. It took a while for him to realize that it was the colonel, the poor devil, who had lost half his face to a German grenade. He had only been able to speak for the last few days, but he had been a good listener, never tiring of the major's old case histories from before the war. The colonel was putting on a uniform. But it wasn't his own uniform. It was the major's. "I say, Colonel, what the devil are you doing? Those are—" The colonel turned, raising a finger to his lips. He was up to something, some sort of prank, but he had no right to take